Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back, and thanks for all the kind words in the last video where I was kind of, I wasn't complaining about the blahs, just kind of letting you guys know what I was going through. And it happens. It happens all the time, 2 or 3 times a year probably. You just kind of run into that wall, and you just don't have the motivation to do anything. And everybody was super nice and was like, just take a break if you need to, blah blah blah. And I appreciate the sentiment, but I know myself, and if I don't stick to a schedule, then I'm going to start ignoring things. And the more things I ignore, the less content gets made, the less contents get made, probably the more I start ignoring things. And next thing you know, we're probably going to get one video a month at best, and then I'll just kind of call it quits. So for now, no plans on cutting back. Still doing 3 videos a week, 2 for the regular channel, and then 1 for the members only stuff. So no plans on slowing down, quitting, anything like that. And I really wasn't, putting it out there to complain about it or whine about it or anything. I was more just like in talking to other people that they're in the same boat. So I figured, I could put it out there. If a guy that does this all the time is running into the same walls, then I just wanted to share it so everybody else knew, hey, I'm not the only one out here that is struggling. So, that's kind of the reason behind it. But anyway, as you can see behind me, well, the view has changed a little bit. So I brought some of the lunch boxes in. Not going to go through everything. We'll kind of do that here in a minute. But everything is straightened up. There's no more crap on the floor. There's no more trucks and cars laying about. Steve made me laugh from ShinRC. He was talking about, most of his cars are just laying around the floor here and there. And he said he feels like Godzilla. And that's kind of what it was happening in here, is you were kind of Godzilla stomping around, boxes of stuff, cars on the floor, empty boxes of stuff that I haven't broken down yet. So, yeah, it was, it's no longer Godzilla Central in here anymore. It's nice, clean, organized. Everything is kind of where it needs to be. There's a few little bits and pieces here that need to be taken care of, but that's kind of the way that stays. So, that's normal. So I guess technically put away. I did do a decent cleanup on the Dirt Master. Did not go full on, got to scrub every nook and cranny of it. This is going back out on the track, whether it's my track or Al's track at some point. So there was no point in, getting it immaculate. So got that cleaned up good enough. Also, same thing with the Juicy Buggy. Finally got that all cleaned up. It's no longer caked with dirt. Tires still got a lot of crap in them, but it's just the tread. They've got like these little tiny oval blocks in the center that are hollow, and it was just really painful to get all that dirt out of there. So we did a good enough on that. Again, that one's going to be a track beater, so no big deal there. I'm going to stop talking right now. Basically, I'm going to take you guys outside, show you what the status is of the car storage out there, and then bring you in here. You guys can see the whole workspace. It's nothing elaborate. This is a, lipstick on a pig YouTube studio / workshop with a lot of cars hanging out. So I'm going to let you guys watch that for a little bit, and then we'll be right back to me sitting here wrapping it up. All right, here is the current status of the garage. Quite a few sitting out here as well. Pretty much packed house. And we got space for a couple. This guy on the floor, it's blown both of the rear shocks, so I need to get it cleaned up. It goes there. But yeah, just packed. So, I'll have to move some stuff out of here to make some more room for cars and trucks. Okay, let's start out over here. So we have the globe liner and the grand hauler over here on display. Bins of parts. The log trailer for the globe liner. Sticker board, junk, like empty boxes, and the those are the yoga blocks that I use for stands, some extras there. Tanks, that's the 18 van that is in progress. I need to get the sun visor and the spoiler for it, and that'll be done. Project needs to be run. Older view car project. I need a remote for that. more projects down there. I think that's the other sledgehammer. That box is a review kit, something like that. That one actually got boxed up to go send back to the company. Cloudbuster I need to rebuild. TXT, bashers, mainly all bashers here. Some projects and stuff. This is what you guys usually see, a lot closer. Got the race trucks, the Hummer down there I need to work on. TS paints, PS paints over there, drag car, Promoto, lots more parts and stuff. So basically we have servos, fans, receivers, motors, ESCs, lots of tires and wheels, shocks, random parts and bits and pieces for Tamiya kits. A few more kits over there. Everything behind that's all junk, basically. This is the wall you guys really don't ever see, but there's lots of cars up there. This is the storage I put in not too long ago. Guess what? More bins full of parts and tires and wheels and stuff. So, RC10T needs a paint job. Kyoto ZXR, which is actually a ZX Sport converted into an R. That has new tires and wheels, or newish tires and wheels that are correct for it. And then over here are some extra parts and pieces. I've got to replace some bits in the transmission. I'm still looking for that front bulkhead. Thanks, David. Sent in some plastic cleaners to try it on the RCs. Just got those in the mail. The Okamo still needs paint. The Outrage, need to tear down the shocks, rebuild those, and just make sure everything works. I think that one's good to go. Berlarlo, waiting on parts. Mr. Bean, I've got a little interior piece, like a tray, basically cut out. Lots of little foam bits and stuff. There's some paper back there to make little shopping bags, and the Kyosho fine line tape. I need to work on that. And then, like I said, just a lot of the other cars that are either runners or just ones I like that hang out in here with me. A puzzle. The world map down there is the other U.S. map and the UK area map. Haven't had a place to really hang those up yet. And then we've rearranged. So up here, we've got the 6x6s and the heavy metal dump truck. Then we got some of the older Tamiyas and Kyoshos in here. Well, except for the Super Astute. That one's new, but all the rest of them are older. Then we've rearranged all the cars up here, except for the top shelf. So still got the Beetle Rally, which I basically made into just a cool little Beetle. The Blitzer Beetle, which has two different bodies. So we've got the custom painted, and then Herbie's underneath, because I swapped those out depending on mood. And then some of the other ones, Comicals, older buggies. Then I brought some of the different lunch boxes in. Brought the Monster Beetle back in. Still have the sledgehammer, the sledgehammer and the Super Blackfoot in here. Bought some Kyosho two-wheel drives in. Those came off of the shelf. And then, like I said, just got a smattering of other things. Down on the floor, more storage. So these are cleaning brushes, all the masking tape and stuff I use for taping up the bodies, scrap Lexan, and the extraneous little chargers for the small vehicles. My bag for the radio, my to-go bag when we go out. The only thing that's actually on the floor, kind of semi in the way, is the Typhon. Then over here we've got some Lego kits need to be put together. My little whiteboards that I use for notes, for videos, if I think to write stuff down. Then we've got assorted buggies and mini trucks up there. And then the workbench. So I used to have one toolbox over there and another toolbox here. But it crowded up the bench. Like it was eating up space for when I laid out parts to build. So I found this little caddy thing on Amazon, super cheap. And so now I have the two boxes stacked on top of each other. All the random tools and bits needed for building. And then this is my view. This is what I get to see all the time. Some plumbing and some doors. So normally there's a camera right there when I'm talking to you guys. And In my drawers, in the desk drawers, all those are basically Tamiya hardware. And, well, these three are Tamiya hardware. The bottom one is a big thing of mixed bearings. This one is my two standard bearings. So we have the 850s and 1150s in there for the Tamiya builds. And then this one is more just standard, everyday run-of-the-mill 3mm hex hardware. My hardware mats, and then zip ties and other random screws and bits and bobs in that drawer. In this drawer, it's a mess, but it's organized mess. Ton of Traxxas screws. I bought all those super cheap in preparation for the the sledgehammer rebuild. Used some of them, didn't need a whole lot of them, but I have plenty here for the Rustlers and the Bandit and all that stuff. All that uses that standard hardware. This is all Arma hardware. Bought a whole bunch online and just filled up a drawer full of it. Down there is just miscellaneous hardware. And then we have standard nut drivers and the standard hex drivers for like the associated kits. Then there's a thing of pinions, a thing of greases, and just a box full of Allen keys, cross wrenches, all the other little wrenches and everything you get with kits. Temp gun is in here, random little things of foam, rubber bands for gluing tires, big bag of double-side tape for sticking down servos and stuff. Then over here we have extraneous tape. Actually, that doesn't even belong in there. It's foil tape. Oh, I use that on the Mini. That's why that's in there. The fiberglass mesh tape for reinforcing bodies. Then just packaging tape. I had to back up something. The foil tape to put underneath cars for heat protection and scuff protection. Gorilla tape for, again, backing up the backs of the cars. Camera accessories. And then all of these are just folders full of, and then all of these are folders full of stickers for either projects I have planned, stuff I've got extra stickers of, stuff like that. This one is all batteries, storage bags, rubber bands. This one is the hot mess: cameras, camera gear, memory cards, SD cards, batteries, charge cables. You name it, it's probably in that drawer. So in this cabinet, the top of it is radios, and the bottom is all build manuals. So you built a lot of RCs when you have that many 3-inch binders full of build manuals. Still got a stack up there I need to put away. These are all like the Arma ones, the real small ones. They've just kind of been shoved up there. That cabinet is just random miscellaneous thing. The turkey hat, potato hat, drones, tons of spray away. I use that stuff all over. Extra paper towels, motor lathe, and there's just other bits and bobs, random stuff. Again, and those three are just all storage parts and whatnot. Just bins and bins and bins and bins of tires and wheels and parts and pieces. And the top three drawers literally are junk drawers. It's just, I need a place for that. I need a place to stick that. All right, guys. So I hope you liked the little tour of the Workspace shop area. The garage doesn't really get much love, unfortunately. It's kind of turned into long-term storage up there. Since I'm not filming up there anymore, it just kind of, that's where things go to hang out until I want to refresh the looks in here. It is getting crowded out there. I need to move some stuff around. Once I get some of that stuff cleared out, I'll have a whole another 12, 15 foot section of wall where I can put up the shelving units out there. And then that'll be good for another, 60, 70 cars probably. So we'll be good for a while. After that, I don't know. I'm going to have to start hanging. Well, I've got a couple hanging from the ceiling now. I've got one hanging on the wall, and I've actually got two hanging from the ceiling in here. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm good. Like I said in the video before, I'm fine. It just kind of just ran into that slump. Now that it looks nice down here, it's clean, it's organized, everything is where it's supposed to be, and not Godzilla stomping and tripping over things when I come in here. I think now I can sit down and start a project, get it going, get it finished. First thing I'm doing after I get this video edited is I'm going to start taping up the Okamo, get that taped up, and start spraying some color on it. After the Okamo is done, obviously we're not going to run it anytime soon because it's still icy and it's just a skating rink out there. I'll probably start with the Cloudbuster, get that torn down, and at least get the chassis done, and then I can work on the body. While working on the body for that, I will probably turn my attention to one of the kits in the closet and go from there. So lots more stuff to come. Just kind of a little lull right now, where I kind of got myself backed up and couldn't go forward, but now I think we've cleared the path and we're heading forward. Anyway, guys, sorry for another talking head video. I know some of you guys love it, some of you guys are meh, but that's what I got for you today. Hopefully by Wednesday we'll have something here, working, and picture montage and all that good stuff. Probably the Cloudbuster teardown and at least the chassis rebuild. Don't think I'll have time to get the body done because that's going to be a lot of peeling stickers off, scrubbing, sanding, repainting, all that stuff. So that one's going to take a little bit more time. But hopefully by Wednesday we'll at least have the chassis torn down and put back together. Anyway, guys, everybody out there, as always, be happy, be healthy, be safe. Maybe try cleaning up your little work area, rearranging, getting a different view on things, and maybe it'll help get you guys out of your slump as well. But weather kind of is a lot of places, so it is what it is. All right, guys, see you.